So joining me now so we can take a deeper dive is Alexis McGill-Johnson. She's the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood Federation of America. Alexis, I know you've been really busy since last night, but I wanted to address this. As women wake up in America this morning, there are, as I mentioned, dueling federal court rulings on whether they can use mifepristone. At this point, and practically speaking, what kind of guidance is being given to women who want to use the abortion pill?
Well, practically speaking, mifepristone is still available, at least for the next 7 days. And you're absolutely right. Women are waking up. Patients are waking up with appointments this week. And I think it's very important for us to reassure that they will be able to seek abortion care in mifepristone where it is available. But, you know, the bigger point here, I think, is that this is just a crisis of democracy. When you can have one activist conservative judge make a decision like this, to file an opinion like this, that is so politically motivated, that is not grounded in anything but junk science. He literally cites the junk science that was put before him by anti-abortion opponents in a way that really contradicts the 20-plus years of safe access to mifepristone that women have relied on to end pregnancies safely. It's a crisis of democracy, and it's a crisis of healthcare, I think.
Now, and Alexis, to that point, let's be clear. The FDA approved the use of these pills 23 years ago. They've been used safely. Republicans and anti-abortion groups are claiming that the FDA failed to adequately consider the safety risks of the pills. But major adverse events are exceedingly rare, occurring in only about 0.3% of all cases. So, Alexis, what is the potential impact on the FDA's approval process as a whole, should this Texas ruling be allowed to stand?
Look, I think the vice president's comments were spot on, right? We're talking about an unprecedented challenge of the FDA's approval process of medications, not just of mifepristone, but it threatens the FDA's authority over medication approval in general. And so, you know, again, when you have an opinion that is second-guessing the science, it's also second-guessing our ability to make decisions about our own bodies and also compromising the FDA. So I was very, pleased to see as well the judge in Washington rule that the FDA isn't allowed to pull mifepristone, to create this tension so that we actually can, identify a way for us to move forward.
And you speak, Alexis, about that tension between those courts. It's no secret, Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk, that Texas judge, he's an uber-conservative Trump appointee who pretty much signaled from the get-go that he was going to rule against women's reproductive rights. The plaintiff in that case basically forum shopped to get its case before this particular judge. Is there a justifiable fear that more reproductive rights could be on the chopping block if litigants have this opportunity to cherry-pick judges like this?
Well, that's why I named this a crisis of democracy up front, and we are seeing it exactly play out as they intended, right? The judiciary is in disarray. When you can forum shop, when you are guaranteed to get Judge Kacsmaryk in the Northern District of Texas, when you know that will be the judge that will decide issues related to abortion rights. There was a Title X case. He also came before him, as well as an effort to defund Planned Parenthood that is before his case now. And we know that the appeal will go to the Fifth Circuit, which is also conservative, and now up to the Supreme Court. So they have created and really weaponized the judiciary system in a way that completely contradicts where the majority of American people are. We saw it play out in Wisconsin this week, a landslide victory in a state Supreme Court race where, voters showed up and said, we want access to secure our abortion rights. We want to get rid of, laws that were created in 1849 to determine whether or not we could control our own bodies. And yet you have a judge that can make a decision about whether or not we are able to, in the privacy and safety of our own homes, end pregnancies and make decisions about our futures and our families and our lives. And I think the people have been very clear about what they want to do, and they do not want this judiciary. They do not want politicians or activist judges involved in making that decision for them.